Well, hello and welcome. My name is Eric Janesco, head coach and CEO of Maximum Acceleration, the professionals coaching company. And this special video is being sent to you as a guest of NAMB National and attendee of the program. The entire purpose of this message is to help you get more out of this conference this year. You see, my team and I have been intimately involved in the creation of the programming for the event, working heavily with the NAMB leadership, and we've had the great privilege and honor this year to be a part of that. And so there's a couple of things that I wanted to introduce you to today that's going to help you get a little bit more out of the program. But first, I wanted to spend just a few minutes talking about some of the great programming that we have on tap for you here at NAMB National this year. First of all, on Sunday morning, we're going to be kicking off the program, the educational part of the programming, with keynote speaker Dr. Lawrence Yun, who's the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors, talking about some of the economic implications, where the purchase market is heading this year, and what's going on in the housing sector. Of course, as we move through the program, we've got a whole series of top keynote speakers as part of the keynote speaker series, including Kenneth Harney, noted real estate commentator. In addition to that, we've got a whole host of up to 19 different independent breakout sessions with all kinds of information about how to grow your business, how to build your practice, how to go from banker to broker, and anything else you need to know about how to grow your business this year. We've worked extensively to create a really strong lineup of different programming. Myself included, I'm going to be doing one of the breakout tracks for the Mortgage Success track sponsored by Advances, talking about how to power up your purchase partnerships, something that I've spent 15 years of my career developing a system and strategy on how to do productively, proactively, how to double your business with purchase partners in a very short period of time. Of course, as we move into Monday, then we go through programs with keynote speaker Greg Frost is going to be sharing with you how to build sales to $1 billion. Of course, Greg is recognized as the industry's first $1 billion originator, over 10,000 loans in 15 years. If you do the math on that, it's a little over 60 loans a month that he averaged for the better part of the 15 years. And he and his team are going to be talking to you a little bit about how you can build your purchase business and the basic tactics that you need to implement to get your purchase business pumped up. Of course, as we go through the lunch event on Monday, then we're going to go transition into the final culmination of the event is where we're going to do our action planning workshop. The whole idea of this project and process is something that we've been refining over the last 10 years. Over 10,000 attendees have gone through this program to date and have come away from it knowing what they need to know to build their action plan for success throughout the coming year. Now, part of that is as you go through the conference, you're going to get a ton of great ideas. By the way, of course, you'll want to make sure you stick around all the way to the very last minute of the program. You want to make sure, in fact, if you haven't already locked in your flights, or if you already have locked in your flights, you might even check into the airline, see if you can postpone your flight till later Monday night or even fly out Tuesday morning. Rooms in Vegas are pretty darn cheap. My good friend and colleague, just somebody who's been absolutely instrumental in my life as a coach and as a mentor, is going to be coming out and sharing with you the why of the why, a program built around the emotional leverage and connections that need to be transformed in your life to help you implement throughout the year and make sure you stay productive, proactive, and build your business on purpose. I guarantee you this will be a life-changing experience for you if you stick around to hear what Renee has to share. I can guarantee you that the impact that this gentleman has had on my life has helped me tremendously from getting from where I was to where I am today. And I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Mr. Rene Rodriguez, who's going to be our anchor, our closing keynote speaker, talking about how to make sure that you implement what you want to implement throughout the year and that you stick to the plan in spite of everything going on around you. And the reality of this is, and this entire process is all about the idea of, you guys have been to a million conferences before. You've all had, the opportunity. You get all excited and revved up. You get a million great ideas, and then you get back to your office, and it looks like this. You're buried in phone calls. You've got a stack of paperwork, 1,000 emails, and your inbox is overrunning. And how many times do you just get back into the daily grind of doing what you've always done? And 6 months later, you look up and there's that notebook on the shelf with the suitcase full of notes you took at the conference, and maybe, if you're lucky, you've implemented one or two of those ideas. You see, our job is to help make sure that you capture the key ideas, the best practices, the new strategies that you want to implement from the conference, and then help you build a strategic step-by-step plan to make sure that you implement those great ideas that you're going to have the exposure to at this conference. I mean, there's literally over 30 hours of content in 2 days that's being put in front of you that you're going to have a lot of information and ideas to absorb. But are you going to implement? And how do you make sure that when ideas are being thrown at you at rapid fire, that you can filter through and catch the best of the best ideas that are most important to your business at your stage in your career? And that's what this process is all about. So here's what I want you to do. We've developed a special tool for you based on the experience that we had doing the business plan series from 2005 all the way through 2011 in conjunction with the Loan Toolbox family of companies and Mortgage Success Source. We were intimately involved in the running of those conferences for many, many years, and we learned a lot of really valuable strategies and tools from those programs. Most important of which is that you need to go into it with a plan of action and a strategy that's going to help you make sure you get out of it what you're most looking for. So when you arrive, first thing when you arrive Saturday night or Sunday morning, make sure you come by the Maximum Acceleration booth or look for the Maximum Acceleration coaches. We're going to be passing out for you a free conference notebook that's going to walk you through step by step how to take notes the right way, filter down to best ideas, and make sure that then when we come to the summit on Monday, you're going to be able to put that success plan and strategy so that you walk out ready to execute. And those ideas and concepts don't just get lost in the shuffle and you actually follow through. You see, all of this is built around a strategic growth model that we developed over the years that we were refining and building our coaching practice, called the Pyramid of a Complete Loan Officer. And what we've really identified is that there's really 3 primary category areas that are the most impactful to helping you grow your business. And that has to do with your sales strategies, your marketing, operational workflow, and personal productivity. Within one of those 4 categories is where your greatest ideas for growth will come. Of course, selling and sales strategy is all about converting leads. The leads that arrive, how do you separate yourself and position yourself as the best resource? Marketing is all about lead generation. How do you get more leads in the door in the same amount of time? Operations and workflow is about how do you be more efficient and more productive and proactive? How do you make your business model easier so that you can produce a higher volume of loans in the same amount of work hours? And then, of course, personal productivity is about the same thing. At a personal level, individually, how do you and your team inspire themselves for higher levels of performance? Well, what we've put together as part of in the notebook is this tips for taking notes. So here's what you do. As you go through each session, start taking your notes using this sheet. As you do, highlight or star or underline in some form or fashion key ideas that are ideas you want to implement immediately. And then just out to the side, use the column down the right side of the page to indicate whether it was a sales, marketing, operations, or personal productivity strategy. Then, as you go through the end of the session, before you get up to take the next break, take 30 seconds and go back through that list of notes and identify what were the top 3 ideas you heard from that session. Just jot down those top 3 ideas. You'll have the rest of the notes to go back to later if you so choose, but at least you've captured the 3 most impactful ideas from that session before you leave the room. Then, as you go through the end of the day, take those notes, and then at the end of the day, before you head out for your evening activities, go through your notes from the sessions you've attended that day and pick out your top 3 ideas from the day or the session. And of course, if it's the Monday morning session, right before you come into the action planning session, you'll want to make sure that you take a few minutes just after you finish lunch or as you're finishing lunch, you'll look back through your notes through Monday morning and decide again what were the top 3 ideas from the different sessions you attended Monday morning. Then come by and we'll come to the planning session. We'll walk you through step by step how to implement those ideas. But make sure you pick up that conference notebook as soon as you arrive so that you can use it as a tool or resource to help you get the most out of the conference. Of course, then when we get to the planning session, we're going to walk you through a strategic 5-phase process to help you create and drill down so that you make sure you leave with your complete action plan in place, ready to rock and roll throughout 2014 so that you can power up your purchase performance business. So I look forward to seeing all of you on Monday, on October 19th out at Harrah's Casino in Las Vegas. I look forward to helping you take advantage of this wonderful opportunity, the investment that you've made in yourself, and make it the highest return possible so that you get the most out of this event, so that next year you can come by and tell me that you doubled or tripled your business in a single year with some of the ideas and strategies that you were able to execute throughout 2014. I look forward to seeing you all come by and check us out at the booth. And if there's anything else my team or I can do to help you, simply do not hesitate to ask. Make it a great week, everybody.